Hi, Rigsters here. I also have a channel update and I'm trying out, well, not necessarily trying out, but doing a different game and a different idea for the channel. Reason why I was inactive for so long on YouTube, at least in particular, is because I was trying out a business course for selling stuff on Amazon. However, that didn't work out because the method I was learning through the course, the way they were selling items, or how they were teaching you how to sell items, was going to be changed, and it just would have been a mess. And it was quite an intense study, though, and I did learn a lot about business, and I still, at least, was glad to learn about it. It's just, I didn't have the fundings to make it worth the while. I would have never seen any profit made out of that in the real world, of course. So, with that being said, it was quite stressful too. I mean, it really put me through the ringer. Doing a business is not as easy as a lot of people lead you to believe, that's for sure. Whew, there's a lot of regulations and paperwork, in particular. So, I decided that I'm going to go back and try doing my hand at YouTube again, just to see, it's something I'm still passionate about. It's still something I want to do. I just don't necessarily know how to do it right, but I'm willing to improve and learn as I experience the journey of life, With that being said, I decided, why not start a journey in a game that, though it's not as popular as it used to be, and they're coming out with a new version of this game eventually, at least in VR, which I don't have access to, of course. It's Car Mechanic Sim 2018. It's basically a puzzle game for cars with some realism. Now, not necessarily with the driving physics, but at least with parts and commonalities of like what you could do as a car mechanic in real life, but with arcadey stuff too. There's a lot of neat stuff you can do in this game, so let's get started. Yes, I want to delete my current one. I'll do normal without tutorial, because I've done the tutorial before. This is not the first time I've played this game, but it's been a while since I played this game. As you can see, I used to have a save file called Carcita, for example. Okay. So, in this game, you start out with a pretty basic garage. I only gotten up to, like, level, I guess, the first or second story mission. So, let's see what the phone is. What's a phone? You should be a car mechanic if you don't know what a phone is. I'm trying to remember where the phone was. Oh jeez, this is off to a good start already, boys. I don't know what the phone is. Oh, that's not it. I know that the phone is here somewhere. They really need to put the phone in a more logical place, I think. No, that's not. That's the radio. No, I don't want the radio. What? Where is it? I remember. I used to remember where it was, and now I'm like, oh, here's the phone. Okay, there we go. That's the only one there. Break problems list provided. All right, we'll take that. There we go. So this is the car to work on. Let's right click on this. Yeah, then let's move it over to the car stand. Let's see, not car status. Oh. I don't want to disassemble it. I want to put it on the car. No. Oh god. It's been so long since I played this game, I forgot how to move the car. Oh god. Oh, there we go. Now I figured it out. So, what it basically did, what I forgot to do, was you have to click on a random part on the car, right click here, and then go to this icon right here by moving the mouse on this Rolodex. Let's go to move car, let's move it to lifter A. Because I can't work on the car if I can't lift it up, you know. So, let's right click and see the car status. Faulty parts, so we need to fix the brake calipers, the pads, and a front brake. Alright, so first of all we gotta lift this up. That way it can take off the tires. So let's work on here. I should remember how to do this though. Oh, yeah, that's right, I have to hold that there. So basically you primarily use the mouse and keyboard and all that stuff. It's not hard game mechanic wise to learn and do the game. Oh yeah, my god. That is awful brakes. So I have to remove a bunch of parts. Brake caliper, the brake pads, and of course the ventilated disc, which is rusted out. So that's, if you don't use the inspect tool, which you can use in this game, I don't usually use that for stuff like this. But you can visually see in normal view that there's clearly a problem here. It obviously needs its brakes worked on. It's rusted out. Yeah, I don't need to fix those. I just need to fix the pad in that one. So I'm just taking off the parts of the car here. I like this game though. It's a neat little puzzle card-based game. Well, I don't need to work on that brake. The good news about this game is there's a lot of inventory management you eventually do as well. Okay. And then, what else do we have here? I can also do inspect mode by right-clicking the part. And then with this little spinny Rolodex, you go to examine mode and left-click on that. You hold down the left mouse button, and you can see that the parts, you can examine pretty much every single part if you wanted to, but the only part I really need for this particular car on the driver's side, or the front left brakes, is the pads. So we gotta remove the brake caliper again. Okay. Yeah, we do need to remove this. There we go. So that's all good there. So let's take a look at this car real quick again. So we need a caliper, pad, and ventilated. So let's go to this computer. At least I know how to use a computer on a computer. That would be really silly if you couldn't do that. So I gotta go to the main shop. So in case I might be going a little too fast, so let me slow down myself a little bit here, because I can't assume everybody knows how to do that, because that wouldn't be really fair to the audience now, would it? So I basically walked up to the computer and left-clicked on it, go to the main shop here, and since it's a brake part, you click on brakes. Yeah, and here's the brakes. So we need a ventilated. Your funds are right here. You can actually go bankrupt very quickly in this game if you don't know what you're doing. Wait, what's a shopping list? Oh, I should have used the should have used the shopping list. Oh, good God. Alright, well, I'll do that for next time. So I need one of these. Brake pads. I'm going to buy 4, because in this game, you use brake pads a lot. And I think just 1 brake caliper. And that instantly, the parts instantly get into your inventory. It telepathically teleports into your inventory, and you can just start using it right away. There's no shipment delays here in this game. Shipment delays don't exist. Alright. So we need to focus on the part here. And we need to right click on this part and go to part mount mode. So we need brake disc ventilated. And as you can see, there's 2 different conditions, as you can tell right here. Obviously, to complete the task, you have to do parts that are at least, I think the limit is 70% if I remember correctly, might be 75, and the game will say that's good enough. Don't quote me on that because I honestly forgot because I haven't played this game in almost a year, so we'll see. But I definitely know you have to put new parts on, obviously, duh. Can't be that shady. Now, you can actually use this part right here. This will count. The game does not care if the part is like still passable. So I'm gonna put new brake pads on though. There we go. And then of course put the new caliper on there. And then oh yeah, I forgot there's also brake caliper cylinders. Sometimes you have to fix those too, or put them on. Yes. So the game gives you a choice of which one at what condition too. And since this is, oh, yeah, that's right. This game can get complicated real quickly. So let me slow down a little bit here. So this also does matter though. The game is very persnickety that you match the tire size and diameters with the car you're working on. If it's not your own car. You want to make sure, obviously, to give them back their tires and wheels after all. So what it does here is you first have to put on the rim and then the rubber. Because you can't put on the rubber without the rim and vice versa. So with this game, that's why I said inventory management can be a nightmare. You have to really be careful with tires and rims. I've been burned by that before in this game when I played it a year ago. I had to restart the game because I bankrupted myself because I didn't know at the time when I played that game that the tire size and diameters can get complicated when you have more than one wheel and tire job. Actually, usually I got confused when it took 2 or 3, I think. So, let's go to the next brake pad thing here. Let's go to part mount. Put in the brake caliper. And the cylinder's good. And then just left click on that and hit yes. And we attach the bolts back on. And put those all back on here. Now also, while you're doing this, you can take more calls if you have the space for it. And I'll show you what I mean real quick here. While I'm working on the car, you get more calls. And now I know where the phone is. It does exist in this game. You can also take this order right here. And you can hit take order. So once I took order, I now have another car I could work on. Not at the same time because I don't have the garage space for it, but I can store this car here while I'm working on this car. Now that might not sound impressive or anything interesting, but it's kind of nice. It's also OCD friendly. So, let's put this on here. Oh. It would help if I did part mount, right? Oh, jeez. And also, sometimes you occasionally hear that sound like a doot-doot. That's the phone. It will randomly cycle in real time various jobs as well. So, that can happen while you're working on cars. Sometimes you'll miss out on really good paying ones when that happens too, but that's not really an issue right now. And then put on brake caliper. Now, you might be wondering, well, what happens to those parts that you uninstalled? Well, I'll show you what happens once I complete this job. I'll show you what you can do with them. It doesn't earn you much money though. Obviously, it's junkyard parts. But the nice thing about it is the fact that you can at least get a little bit of money back. Alright, so this order is done. You see the list is provided here on the left side of the screen here. And there's some other overviews as well. It also even tells you like engine power and all sorts of other car related stats. The brake caliper pads and ventilated discs are done here as well. It also shows the experience bonus. Oh, here it is. Okay. So some orders are more picky than others. Repair with minimal parts condition. This particular one is 78%. So that means any parts that are 77% or lower, it will not allow you to pass. And since it did the task and the job bonus, which can add up over time, you get a total payout. Hit finish order to find out. Oh. Okay. So maybe it doesn't punish you in that way after all. Okay. So that's actual net profit. That's good to know. I actually thought I was going to only make 100, but I actually made 306. Okay, that's good to know. So let's right click on this car and move it. There we go. And let's take a call while I'm waiting here. Oh, what? Oh no, I lost I lost a job. Okay, well, I can't do that yet. So let's go back to the computer. So let's go to home here. I think. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, well, let's take the job then. I thought it was on the computer. Brake problems, minimal, 41. Yeah, let's take that order too. Alright. So, you can access your inventory without the computer upgrade, minor slower. By right clicking here and left clicking on inventory. Now you see some brake pads and all this other stuff. It can go by all, engine, all this neat stuff right here. Engine, suspension, brakes, exhaust, gearbox, body parts, rims, and groupings. Now what you can do is, since we only did brake work, we only have access to brake parts for the inventory for obvious reasons. You can left click on this part right here, the brake disc ventilated. I'll do that one more time to show you. Just left click on there, and it'll ask you, do you really want to sell this part for $11? Of course. And then same thing for the caliper and any other parts. Heck, you can even sell your 100% parts if you're a crazy person. I wouldn't do that though. I paid money for those. Now, there is a way of actually getting this game to work in your favor. If you replace a new part, like say this 100% part, and you have a car that has an 80% part when you price your 100, you can kind of cheese the game a bit and put in the bare minimal part percentage there. Instead of using your brand new brake pads, you give them a mostly functional brake pad. The game doesn't really care, but I'm just saying, if you're really short on cash or you want to cheese it a bit, you can do something interesting like that. I'm not advocating you should do that in real life, obviously. That would be awful. Don't actually do that. Always do the right thing when it comes to brake pads especially. Always put on a new brake pad. Yeah. It'd be like a Smokey and the Bear thing. So, I'm gonna sell those old ones. I'm only $8 and $4. Wow, man, I'm gonna be rich. So, with that being in mind, let's see. We'll do one more order here. Yeah, I can do one more order. Let's see the car status here. Oh, gosh. So this is going to be a little bit interesting, and this is where inventory can be a nightmare. So you have to replace and change the oil, and you got to also change out the air filter, fuel filter, and all 4 tires. Okay, well, this is a more complicated job. I have to, oh wait, oh no, I don't want it that high. That's when we're changing the oil. I just want it a little bit raised off the ground. There we go. So, let's, I'm going to pause it here real quick. Just have to do something. I'll be right back. After answering the call of nature, I'm back. So, we got air filter, fuel filter, and 4 standard tire Bs. So we got to go to the computer and go back to the home screen and go to main shop. And these parts are a engine thing. So we go to engine. Oh. Actually, before I buy the air filter, I should probably see what exact one it uses. So let's take open the hood here and work on part here, and then we'll take off the air filters. So let's take this off here. This is the cover. Oh, I have to remove the clip. Yeah, sometimes this can get a little confusing with the filters. So as you notice, as I'm using the WASD keys, A to go left, D to go right, S to go down, and W to go up, I am looking for the clips. These clips hold the air filter box in place. Now, this, like the name suggests it implies, air filters in cars filter out the nasty air so the engine can breathe. So let's examine this real quick just to make sure I don't need to replace this too. Oh, I do need to replace it. It's not in minimal view here. So I need to remove that as well. Okay. So basically, the fuel filter is fuel and air filter are very important in a car. If you don't have the air filter working right, you can actually clog the intake after a while, at least in this standard econo box car, and have it potentially risk stalling out because it can't get clean air to run and compress the fuel. Now, the fuel filter doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that it clearly needs replaced. I mean, this is so rusted and bad. You want to make sure you remove it. Now, how did I know where the fuel filter is? Well, I click on the engine here. The fuel filter for at least these particular Traverse inline 4 engines, fuel filter could be in many different places in a real car. This is just a generic inline 4. It'll usually be near the intake manifold in this case, at least for this game, and in some cars in real life. Sometimes they actually will put it somewhere near where this ABS module is, for example. Or they might put it over here and put the battery over to the radiator, near, not the radiator, but near like the left corner right here of the engine bay. Not on the suspension arm, I'm just showing with the dot where parts can be placed. There are some commonalities with some engine parts, but sometimes they'll move them in different spots. So let's remove this fuel filter, because that obviously doesn't work. Fuel filter, as the name implies, filters out the gas for this gas-powered car, or diesel, but diesels work differently. It filters the dirt and grime for the fuel that's fed. Usually they put the gas tank like near the back or underneath the car in some way, but it's high enough and off the ground so it doesn't go kaboom, because that would be a disaster. So that the fuel can flow and not get dirty, so the engine actually will work. It's a long story short. So with that in mind, let's check the inventory before I start buying stuff. So it just uses, this uses standard air filter. Okay. So I just do standard air filter. Let's buy 2 of those, because I'm sure I'm going to need those in the future. Let's buy 2 of those. In the base, let's buy 2 of those. And the cover, I'm going to need to buy 2 of those. So we bought 2 of those, and let's go to engine again. Let's see with the fuel filter. Now there's a lot of different parts in this, so let me type in fuel. So another way you can filter this stuff out, because there's a ton of parts here, you can just start typing the name, like fuel, and look at that, fuel filter. So that's one way of making it less confusing, is if you know at least the basic, like say a 4 or 5 character word. In this case, fuel is 4. You can filter this out to make it more sense. Making this more sense makes more sense, and I can't come up with a name for some stupid reason. So let's buy this part and get it done with. So what's the standard B? I'm gonna look for the standard B. I have to go to a different shop. So for the standard B tires, you want to go to the tire shop. And you want standard B. Where are you? Standard tire Bs. Right here. Oh god. Now this is where it gets tricky. When you buy these tires, you want to make sure they match the rim size, the width, which is how wide it is, and the profile, which is how tall it is. The bigger the numbers, the wider and taller the tire is. So this basically is 16 by 165, radius 45, for example. We need to make sure these tires match appropriately. So let me remove one of them. Oh god, this tire is awful. I want to make sure we get those out of the way. That's not... Sometimes you can tell by that. Let me see on inventory real quick here. We go to... Ah, here we go. That's what I wanted. So let's go to rims. No? What's it considered? Is it considered a suspension? What? Groups? Oh, okay. So if you remove 2 at a time for each car set parts, and in particular the rim and tire at the same time, they're actually, if you want to group them better, you just click on groups and the parts that are grouped together will show up here. I would normally click on all if you don't know where it is, and then click on groups if you can't find it there. So we need 205, 55, radius 16. Oh, whoops, sorry, it's radius is at the end, not the beginning. So it's 205 millimeters, 205 millimeters wide, 55 millimeters tall, radius is 16 inches. I have it on imperial measurements. No, don't want to sell that. So I need 205, 55, R16. Alright, so I just have to remember that. So let's buy that there, standard B, 205, we need to buy 4, 16, 2, left click on this. Oh, I can't type it, I have to do it by hand. 205, oh, wait, what was the tire height? There we go, and I need to buy 4 of them. So it's $872, so this is where you can get bankrupt very quickly. I wish there was a way I could do a list, but until I get that upgrade, which I usually rely on, once you earn enough experience points, you can do upgrades, which is this is your upgrade, and this is experience needed for upgrades. And the more points you have, the more you can pour into an upgrade. So I hit the buy there, and that's 872 taken out, so yeah. That's why you want to be very careful when you do these tire jobs. You can get hosed very quickly by doing that. Okay, move that there. Move those parts. Just trying to speed along here. Don't want to have this take 2 hours for something stupid like that. Trying to keep it under 35 if I can. There we go. Alright, so now what we got to do is balance the tires. Let's use the tire wheel balancer. Oh, no items to work with. Huh? Let's go to groups. No. Where's the... Oh, I need the rims. No, I don't want to sell it. Let me check the car. Oh, no. I forgot to buy the rims. Oh no, I also made one minor mistake. I need to examine this. Whoop. I need to go to examine mode. Oh, I have to. Oh boy. How do I separate the rims? Okay. No, I don't want to sell the lot. I guess I'll hit yes and see what happens. Oh, okay. Ah, here we go. What? Oh. Okay. Is there a way... Ah, here we go. Separate parts. Ah, there we go. Okay. So to figure out the rims, if you don't know what style or design they are, because I have no idea what the heck they are, you want to walk over to the tire changer. Now it's starting to make sense to me again. Left click on the tire changer, as in anger, changer, and hit separate parts. So you separate the rubber from the rim. In this case, I want to remove the tire and rim here and hit yes. Now this is automated. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, and then take those. And then let's see here. Now that you've got that there, but now we can go to rims. No, I don't want to sell that. So it's rim lots 16 ET0. That's what we need. So we gotta race over here and do that. Let's see here. Go back a page, go to rim shops, and go RM16. No. LT. Ah, there we go. Rim lots. Is that right? Is that the right one? Rim lots? Yeah, it's rim lots. Okay, they call it rim lots as the design. That is definitely not, you know, the thing, but we'll do it. And that's $800 right there. So you see how you can get bankrupt very quickly in this game? It's ridiculous. Alright, so now we got all that. We bought 4 of those. Let's install a tire on a rim. So now you have to do the process here. And there's a way of doing this in this game. And it doesn't really tell you, at least if you don't use the tutorial. I'm sure in the tutorial it does tell you at least how to do it. You go to the tire changer, and you go to install mode. Click on a rim. And you click on a tire that fits the rim, which is 16 inches. This is 16. And this will install it. And hit yes. Now it takes us like a couple seconds to do. In real life this probably take a little longer. Okay, and hit use and hit take. Then you go to the wheel balancer. In real life this is also what you would do if you had a balancing machine. This prevents excessive wear and tear on the tire, and also keeps the tire happy. There you go. So while it's doing that, I'm going to do 2 things at once. But you can see with this tool right here, it makes it more centralized and balanced. That way, it also keeps your car safer to drive too, because if you have an out of balance tire, that would be a disaster, because not only will it wear and potentially cause an issue, your car will drive worse. And you don't want a worse driving car. You could even lose fuel economy. And also it's a safety issue. There we go. Got that on. And then hit take. And then we'll balance this one here. Yes. And then install. And keep that going. And then mount new part here. Oh, whoops, I can't mount those yet. I have to wait. Oh, whoops, that's 69. Whoops, don't want that. Alright, so we take this wheel here. Alright, so those are all balanced. Now I can start quickly installing stuff here. So mount the parts here, trying to go as quickly as I can now. Trying to mount all these parts takes a while. Now there is upgrades to get these bolts to install much quicker as well, which is good. And also when you take off parts and put stuff on, you earn experience points. So it incentivizes you to do that. Oops. Forgot to balance the tires. No wonder it doesn't let me put on the tires. So while it's doing that one, I got 2 on there. Let's work on the engine while it's doing that here. Go to part mount. Let's put back on the air filter. Go ahead and put that there. Put in the actual filter. And the cover. All nice and shiny. Look at how new that is. And then, of course, install the clips. Oh. I need to buy 4 clip A's. Oh, no. I forgot about the clips. Oh, jeez. There we go, clip A. So we buy 4 of those. Well, actually, I should buy 8 so I have the spare set of 4. But yeah, this is basically what you gotta do, you know? Gotta do this stuff here. Yep, and do that there. And do that there. So it's just kind of like with the tires and rims. You click on the clip here. Left click hold, make sure you're in part mount mode, and you just select, in this case, the 100% clip A's. There's clip B parts too, as you've noticed. Clip B is a different connector. Make sure you don't do that, you know, that way it actually will connect and work right. So let's go back to part mount mode, and let's install the fuel filter. Just click on that, and there you go. It's very easy to work on those, at least. Oh good, this tire's done balanced. We take that. Let's balance a new tire and rim. Yes. So we got that going. Alright, so while the hood is up here, we want to drain the oil. So let me close the hood here. Now, the game doesn't really tell you this, but it does in the tutorial. You want to have the oil drainer. Because if you don't have the oil drainer ready, when you go to change the oil in this game, and also it kind of works the same in real life. Let me check the car size here. Oh yeah, I didn't change the oil yet. You want to make sure that's over here so it doesn't cause a massive waste and spill, and it actually finds you too. This game will punish you. You gotta make sure you have this handy when you do this. So to do that, you just left click on the drain, hit move equipment, move it to car lifter A. Now, you might be saying, well that's it, right? Nope, you gotta use it. You hit use equipment. There we go. Then hit move equipment, and you place it back. Now, you need to lower the lift again. Now, you can actually, in this game, you can actually keep the hood open and it will still let you lift, but don't do that in real life. That would be really silly. So let's go to the engine here. And let's do the oil fill plug. Now, it's kind of like a mini game. You already have oil equipped already, too, by the way. I didn't have to buy the oil. So you want to do something like this. So you go 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1006. Let go. And then we'll check the oil level. So how do you do that? Well, it's easy. You move near this big exhaust manifold cover. You go to oil dipstick. And you left click hold. And there you go. That's oil. And it shows you can actually move the mouse to see it. It's kind of cool. It's above the minimum. As you can see, there's like a min-max. I guess I could put a little bit more in. So let me put a little more. Make sure he's all set with the oil so the engine stays lubricated. So I'm going to pour just a little bit more like that. And then, let's see here. Yeah, that's enough. You don't want to go too high over. Because if you overfill it, that can also create problems too. You don't want to be overfilled. Because cars need lubrication, but you don't want to have it spill out all over the place. So now we just need to install the tires. So let's quickly install those tires here. Take that, and then I'll wrap it up. See here. Let's go to install mode, put those in. Get that here. So I just want to make sure I do all that. All this work will be worth it though. Because the more complex the job is, the bigger the pay, but the longer it takes to do a job. And also I was trying to make sure I explain what I'm doing too, so I slowed myself down, so you can at least understand what I'm trying to think and do. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so let's do car status. So, spent $963, but with the job bonus and task bonus, we're gonna get paid $2,351. So I hit finish order. There you go. So, in actuality, I went from 2,000 to 4,300. So, of all that initial investment, I actually ended up walking away. I started the game at 4,000. I made 393, but if investment cost was 2,000. I think it's like 2,300 or something like that. So that's it for this episode of Car Mechanics Sim 2018. I'm going to be seeing how this video goes. I mean, I definitely am willing to keep on going with this game. I'll try to make it shorter next time, but I had to cover quite a lot, and I'm still trying to remember what I actually do in this game, which can be kind of perplexing when you're just trying to teach what you do know, and you're discovering what you forgot, and then you're trying to explain, oh, I did this, that kind of stuff. It's the way the industry works, So this is Rigsters Journey, signing off.